As the world awaits the start of the Papal Conclave, attention is turning toward one of the most compelling figures on the global stage, Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. Known for his warmth, sincerity, and pastoral charisma, Tagle has often been called the Francis of Asia, a reflection of his striking similarity to the late Pope Francis in both spirit and vision. In Manila, where his roots run deep, Tagle is remembered not just for his theological intellect, but for his ability to touch hearts. When he gives sermons, he cries because he's always speaking from the heart, says Father Emmanuel Alfonso, a former student and longtime co-worker.
He mixes it up with humor. He has a lot of, wit and humor. And then he becomes dramatic. Sometimes people would say this priest, bishop, or cardinal, when he gives sermons, he's always teary-eyed. He cries because he's always speaking from the heart, so he's that sincere.
Drone footage from his former seminary and Jesuit Communications Philippines, where he once worked, offers a glimpse into the places that shaped the man many now see as a leading contender to succeed Pope Francis. His journey has taken him from the Philippine Archdiocese of Imus to Manila's cathedral, and finally to the Vatican, where he was appointed by Francis to key posts, solidifying his status as a global church leader.
Cardinal was elected to succeed Pope Benedict.
If he becomes not only the first Filipino or Asian Pope, but a Pope, representing what we call the global South. Many Catholics come from the global South, Latin America, Africa, and Asia. So we need to be represented. So that's a lot. The Catholic Church is very big in these places. So the leadership must be able to address the issues. Like, for example, in the global North, their issue is woke politics, gender and all that. Not that they're not important, but here in the Philippines, our issue is poverty, and now it's coming out, literacy, functional literacy, and so on and so on. So more basic, more gut problems, So we need a leader, even in the church, who would, represent us in the whole world to address these very important issues.
Tagle's elevation to the papacy would not only mark a historic moment as the first Asian pope, but also signal a powerful shift in the Church's center of gravity toward the global South, a region home to the majority of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics. With the conclave beginning on May 7th, the world watches and waits.
He earned that moniker from John Allen, right? That he is the Francis of Asia. And that's true. They're like, that's why they work well together. They became very close because they're very similar. They're very sincere people, sincere leaders, charismatic, very pastoral, people-oriented. So I'm very happy that people are realizing that. But at the same time, of course, we will lose him to the world if he becomes Pope. But of course, whatever the world needs and whatever the Spirit wants, so we surrender, So he will be a big loss to the Philippines, but big gain for the world.
And look at the goodness and the grace of Jesus. Jesus now possess and had sin shared with them and with the hands on the throne in an act of violence. His hand.
Will the cardinals choose a leader who embodies Francis's vision for a more inclusive, compassionate church? And will Cardinal Tagle, with his deep faith and global perspective, be called to shepherd the next chapter of Catholic history? Stay tuned as DRM News continues to follow this unfolding story from the heart of the Vatican.